Everyone, this is a recording of a trading session I did on the 23rd of September 2020. It was quarterfinal day in Strasbourg. Obviously 4 matches. I wasn't going to have time. You can see on the screen the trading advice that I sent out that day. So we've got Diyas, Hibino, Bertens, Ostapenko, Alexandrova, Siniakova, Blinkova, Sabalenka. I wasn't going to have time to do Blinkova, Sabalenka, and I think I may have left the Siniakova match earlier than I would have done if I didn't have to go out. The whole session was about 6 hours. The video is not going to be 6 hours. I'm going to split the session into the 3 individual matches. I'm going to take out as much of the pointless dead time that I can. I want to leave everything in that's important, including the suspend screens at the end, so you can see that I haven't just stopped the video when I had a green. You'll actually see the position that I ended with. Hope that makes sense. Bit of waffle. We'll crack on with this one. Diyas, Hibino. Let's have a look. What was I expecting? Hibino had been in decent form. I expected a messy match, by which I mean a lot of breaks of serve. Value on Hibino as underdog. I'm looking to lay Diyas around 1.4, remove the liability at 1.8, and lay the set 1 winner. Right, on with the first one. Diyas Hibino, favouring Hibino to win. She starts as underdog. Looking for a lower price to lay Diyas. See what happens. When I'm looking at the in-play stats, I only really look at the ones in the top box, which is why I've stuck my face where it is. Nowhere else to put it. Okay, Diyas has held serve. On ahead in this game, so the price is getting close to where I'm going to lay. First one going at love 30. Not quite fully matched, we got most of it in. So 365 matched. $15.30 second serve. Hibino's found just one first serve so far. She's missed that one as well. think I'm waiting for the break before I put any more in. Hope I am. Yeah, should save that one. If you haven't seen my videos before, I prefer not to put my stake in one go. I'm prepared to use around about 900, 850, 900 liability. But I don't like to overcommit too soon. You can always get a better price, or usually get a better price. Okay, another break point. You can see at love 30 when I entered 141 is a decent price. It's quite a common entry that I use. Market overreacts a little bit. You still only found 2 first serves in this game. Missed another one. Okay, we've got the break. Another part of stake goes in. Only 4 ticks better than the first one, but happy enough with the start and the price. Now we need a comeback. Diyas' first service game did go to juice. So we've got a chance of some pressure. Just 260 liability so far, so pretty comfortable. A break point. Okay, break straight back. Nice. Now what we can do when we've got a break, or any decent price move really, you can look to take out some liability. See, I'm thinking about doing that. I don't think I did, because I got in at a decent price. I would normally leave it at this stage, not taking a liability out. If Diyas was to break again, I'm going to be down round about where I've entered, so it'd be more or less a scratch trade. I'm not really in any rush to take some out at this point. But you can see from what I did with the, you can see the cursor was moving across. I was thinking about taking a little bit out, but at 155, it's not a great price to be taking liability out. Market's not really convinced by Hibino until she's held her own serve. Which hopefully she does in this next one. He needs to find some first serves in this one. Found just 2 in a first service game, which isn't necessarily a huge issue, except that a second serve she won 2 out of 6. So she's on a hiding to nothing unless she starts getting some first serves in. Alright, a bit happy with this service game obviously. Not unusual for the first service game of the match to be a little bit shaky. Happy with that one, hold to 15. Yeah, I am taking some liability out there. $175, not a bad place to be taking it out. 150 odd was too low before. Can't actually remember how this game went. I'm putting the commentary on a good 2 and a bit weeks afterwards, so I struggle to remember what I did yesterday. Never mind what I did 2 weeks ago. Love 40, very nice. Doing. Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like I'm taking all the liability out there. Set the stake at 150. I've got 148 liability. Looks like the intention is to go for a free bet. It really depends how I feel at the time. Often I wouldn't be taking any more out at this point because she seems to be ahead. Although has wasted 2 of the breakpoints. Wasted all 3 of the breakpoints. I think sometimes I'm a little bit too conservative with my trading style, trading decisions. And sometimes not conservative enough. Okay, is Diyas going to get a hold out of this? See there, we could get out at 100% of liability. Although it wouldn't be 100% ROI for the match because obviously we had more liability earlier. I think I'll have stuck with this one for so long, apart from the fact that there's only 148 liability. If you look at Diyas' service stats, on the left hand side, she's not serving particularly well. 2 from 6 on second serve, and only 55% of her first serve points going her way. And even though Hibino's not hitting a first serve percentage all that often, her actual stats aren't too bad. Here we go. Break point. Good, markets bailed out on it. Was it just a second serve? Nope. Yeah, at that stage I decided that she was wasting too many chances. and I'd just give myself the free bet. See if that was a good choice. Looking a good choice now. Game point Diyas. She's not there yet. Concern here would be if Diyas does hold, there's a very real possibility that Hibino then gets broken in the next game. If a player has wasted break chances, they're usually vulnerable in their own next service game, also known as the next game. Yet another deuce. You can sometimes lose the will to live in these games that go to deuce. How many's that been now? So we're more or less back to the price where I took out the last bit of liability. No way of knowing who's going to take this game. So definitely safer not to be risking anything. I would definitely expect Hibino to be under pressure in the next game if she doesn't get the break here. If Okay, what am I doing? I think I was just centering the ladder there. I thought I was going to place a trade. Juice again. Come on. Come on this time. Bored of this game now. This could be the perfect game to demonstrate the stat that if a player misses lots of chances, they get broken in the next game. I mean, she has had 8 break chances and has taken 1 of them in the few games we've had so far. Finally we get a hold. What we're going to do now. I know I will have been thinking that there was a chance Hibino was going to get broken here. So am I going to hedge or am I going to stick with it? The serve stats are a little bit better than her opponents, though not amazing. First serve percentage only 46%. She's won 4 of the 6 first serve points that she's managed. 3 from 7. Excuse me, on second serve. Right, doesn't look like I did anything at this point. I mean, we're risk free, so there's no rush to get out. I do favour, or did favour, Hibino to take the match. She doesn't have an amazing clay record, but she had played well. I think in Rome. Okay, she seems to have sorted a serve out, making an absolute mockery of my stat that she was going to struggle in this one. Oh, what are you doing? Okay, the 150 liability that I took out at 224 I've just put back in at 234. At least I've put it in at a better price. Diyas has been struggling on a serve. Hibino appears to have sorted hers out. Happy enough with that decision. And of course she holds to love. It's a cracking stat, that one, isn't it? It does actually work most of the time. Waste break chances on your opponent's serve, very good chance you get broken in the next game. Not on this occasion. No stats work every time. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled by stats. Okay, 3-all, looking for a break here. Or at least more pressure. I need a few second serves, I think. 3 from 11 on second serve. There we have one. We're going to get a point. That's on our side. Yeah. That's 19 of 30 on a first serve. Just finding the first serve 73% of the time. I think that's a second serve. And we get the point again. Two double faults from us so far. Another one here would be good. No, first serve. She lost that one. Break point. We get the break. Perfect. Score are we on? 4-3. What have you done there? I'll just take the liability out again. 3-bet for 4-3-3. You can see from a match like this where, because I split my stake and I don't enter all in one go, in a lot of matches, and it is a lot of matches, I won't get anything like my full liability on. But if you get decent value and you trade it reasonably well, you don't need to be putting huge amounts into the market. See there, we can hedge for 260. Not bad for 7 games of tennis. I do trade, unless things really stack up where it's going exactly as I expect it to, I trade pretty conservatively. When you're doing this full time, you don't want it to be stressful, you don't want it to be exciting, to be honest, because if your trading is exciting, it probably means you're getting big wins and big losses, and it's not consistent. Go for consistency. You can see from my grey hairs I didn't always trade consistently, but it works out so much better if you just reduce the stress levels. That means you can make better decisions. If you make better decisions, you're less stressful because you're not taking crap entries. All positive. Holds will be good. That's not a good start. Really not a good start. The serve stats look pretty good. The one negative on it, she's also really improved. She's to 58% of her first serves in. See if she can dig herself out of this one. Probably not. Okay, she's going to hand this break back. Decided to hedge at evens. Probably wise. And she does, so we're back to 4-all. Okay, step forward now. Didn't do anything else in the rest of that set. You can see Hibino did take it 7-5. Diyas serving, looks like, yep, she's got the hold. I think, yeah, I'm going to be laying here. Okay, see if we get anything from that. Still left myself 121 on Hibino. So if she did run away with this set, still get something for her time. If you're looking to lay in the first set and the player that lost the set hasn't been serving all that well, it can be wise just to wait until they've held serve. And if you're still looking to lay and they get broken, you're getting a much better price. So you're going to take one of these? Yeah, looking good. Is it? It's a second serve. I think Diyas was a little bit unlucky there. She had a ball that was called out, and as you saw when the umpire came down, he showed that it had hit the line, and then she's lost that point when it's replayed. Okay, so getting out of that one, virtually the same price, so not lost anything for that lay. Ah, sod's law. She wastes, was it 1 or 2? No, 2 or 3 break points. You get out when the server gets back to deuce, and then she gets another break point. Obviously now I don't want it to break because I'll be pissed off. Okay, what are we doing now? What are we doing now? Oh, really? That's a mistake. 200. What I'm doing there is putting a free bet on Hibino. Horrible price to be backing if it's your first entry. In this situation, it's just shifting the profit to the player who is playing the best. $137, eh? I mean, if you do that, that needs to be it. Really, you're leaving it to the end of the match because you've taken poor value. Don't remember if that's what I did. Let's find out what happens next. thing about free bets, for me anyway, is if it starts to go against you, start feeling some pressure just to get out before all your profit disappears. That first set was pretty close, mistakes on both sides. Hibino was the better player, but didn't take all the chances that she had. Should have been an easier set for her. But I'd obviously decided on the day that Hibino was the stronger player. The stats certainly bear that out. I mean, 60%. As you'll know if you've seen my videos before, I use second serve points 1 as an indicator of who's the stronger player in a set. And you can see there 60% in set 1. I haven't changed it over onto set 2. 60% in the first set, 32% for Diyas. Big difference. So often you will see the player with the better percentage of second serve points 1 comes out on top. And it happens so often that I will, in a close match, I will use that to decide who I'm going to stay on or whether I'm going to stay in, etc. And on this occasion, I'd used it to decide to put all the green on Hibino. Even though switching it at 137 wasn't great value. It looks slightly better value when she then gets a break, but it wasn't good value. Not a million miles away from the price at the end of the first set, I suppose. Still wasn't a great price. However I try and justify it, it wasn't a great price. Sometimes I'm just a little bit shit. Fuck off. It's too noisy, mate. I'm sure my microphone's picking that up. Why don't you fuck off? Just a matter of time till you get pulled over, you prick. Two streets away I can still hear him. Wanker. Wanker! Right then, is Hibino going to give away another break lead? Like she did in the first. Looking at the situation of the match as it is now, I'd be tempted to hedge now. I'm hanging in for an extra 50 quid. That is far from guaranteed. Come on, close this out. I was in this position now, when she goes to juice, I'd be hedging. Second serve. Gets through 114. Is it worth giving her a chance to get another break? Worth staying in for an extra 35 quid? A Diyas with new balls. Diyas just isn't going away. Oh, I'm finally deciding to hedge, am I? Yeah, I'd obviously given her a chance to break in that one. $2.48, could have had a bit more. Excuse me, having watched it back, hedging was the right thing to do. It was another close set. Really should have hedged at 114 when I had the chance, because it was only then staying in for an extra 35 quid. Easy to say afterwards. And I think what I did in the last game was give Hibino the chance to get another break. And there's the end of it, 6-3. Market suspended, 248 on each. That's it for that one. I'll move on to match 2.